Hey, this is a moment with Rhetta and Rose here at Refiners Fire Mission. We were just having a conversation about a traveling evangelist, I guess you'd say, came to our I go to another church also, but we had a visiting preacher this past week, and he was talking about how when the little sheep wanders away from the flock, like the Bible talks about when the 99 is there and then they got the one that wanders off, that the shepherd will leave the 99 and go find the one. Well, I was asking Rose if it's true. I'm not saying that he would get up and tell a story, but I just wanted to confirm what he was saying. And he said that he was told by a friend of his that was a shepherd that in the old days that the shepherd would go and find that little sheep that wandered off.
If it keeps running off.
And he would break its leg. What do you call that one? They put the what on it?
A
splint. They put a splint on the leg, and then he would keep that little sheep with him, right up against him. And I was asking Rose, because she studied up on some of that before, and I just thought that was such a neat story. Even though I had heard it before, I was just trying to remember, is that the way I'd heard it went before?
Yeah, and he keeps it in his bosom while it heals, and then that sheep becomes totally dependent on the shepherd.
Yep.
And then after it heals, it follows so closely behind him after that. And a lot of times the Lord in his mercy will have to bring, judgment. Mercy rejoices against judgment. And the Lord chastises his children, but he said it's grievous for a time. But he said it will yield forth the peaceable fruit of righteousness. So sometimes when we're chastised, it hurts.
Yeah.
But it hurts so good, because what it does is he's bringing about something in us that's going to cause us to be totally dependent on him and want to be close to him and want to follow closely after him.
Yeah. And what he was saying was that little sheep would learn to stay close to the shepherd. After he was with him all the time, so he had learned not to wander too far off, because he would end up in some trouble, possibly with a broke leg.
And we know who the good shepherd is, and he said, my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. And he said, I know every one of them by name, didn't he?
Yes.
I know all my sheep by name. And so I'm thankful that I'm a sheep, and he's my shepherd.
Is that, you have anything else you want to add?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, that was all that I wanted to say. I just had that on my mind about how he was talking about that. And sometimes, all of us kind of get off track, kind of, like Rose was saying earlier, we let other things get ahead of maybe getting in the Word, or we get thoughts on our minds instead of meditating on the Word and what the Word says about a situation.
Sometimes,
we can wander off with our minds and in our actions, and then the Lord always draws us back. So I am definitely glad that I'm one of his sheep, and that he doesn't let me wander too far astray.
And the Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. When you do, she was talking about, I did the study on the shepherd and the sheep, and I tell you, if you ever get that revelation that I've been talking about a shepherd, and how good he is to his sheep, and how he looks ahead for his sheep, and how he's prepared to do whatever he needs to do for his sheep. It's such a blessing, and it brings a trust inside of you that I think like no other teaching can. So maybe in the future we can get into some of that.
Yes. Well, thank you all for watching. Like I've said before on the other videos, if you have any comments, prayer requests, or anything, just write them down below. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you're watching and that you're enjoying us on here, leaving a word with you. We're going to try to do 1 or 2 videos a week, whatever the Lord gives us to say. God bless you, and thanks for watching.
God bless.